Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the 14th episode of the Catalyst Lifestyle Podcast. I am your host, Sunkissed, and with me tonight is my co-host, Aria F. Wright.
Hello.
What's
Hi.
up, Aria? How you feeling?
I feel great. It's Sunday.
I know.
It's the Lord's Day.
It's the rest day. It's the Netflix and something day.
Well, yeah, that too. It's a whole lot of things, but it's one of those things where it's you just relax and have family time or hang out just by yourself because it's so peaceful outside right now. I really don't feel like anybody's outside right now.
No, as they shouldn't. As they shouldn't right now. As you said, this is the time to be with family and staying at home, staying safe. It's the holidays. Make yourself make yourself a drink, kick back, relax, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to the Catalyst Lifestyle Podcast.
Yeah, Catalyst Lifestyle Podcast. Watch it.
Do a purge. Go from
get involved.
Episode 1 to now. Like right now.
Tap in, like as the youngsters say, tap in. They've created all the words that we've never heard of before, like those two simple words, tap in, get out of here.
Yeah, that's simple. Everything's tap in. Well, I hope everybody's tapped in tonight because tonight's going to be a great show, a great closer for the year. Tonight's topic is the mayor of the new Atlantic City, Black business, elevation, entertainment, and politics. So our guest who was on here on episode 7, before the election in Atlantic City, and he told us so many great things that he wanted to do if he won. Now he has won. And we want to see how that has changed what he wants to prioritize. And amid all of the politics of the political game, what is he going to be able to accomplish during the time in his position? So, Aria, can you give us a little background on our guest this evening?
Yeah, so our guest, Marty Small, is the 41st mayor of the great city of Atlantic City. Mm-hmm. And he always makes sure that he prefaces Atlantic City, New Jersey with the great city of Atlantic City. And it's a great day to be in the great city of Atlantic City. So he's a lifelong resident of the city of Atlantic City in New Jersey. And he became the 41st president. He became the 41st mayor of Atlantic City in 2019, but began his public career as a community activist in 98. So public service is at his heart and at his core. And he began his political career in 2001 when the former Atlantic City mayor and New Jersey State Senator James Whelan appointed him the Atlantic City Free Public Library Board of Trustees. At age 29, he was sworn in as the youngest councilman in the history of the city of Atlantic City, and he went on to hold several other public positions throughout his career. So last year, he won by 8-0 vote as the mayor when there was some little scandal happening there. And we are so proud to welcome him back in his full term, which begins in January, because he is the official mayor of the great city of Atlantic City. Marty Small, everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you.
What's up, brother?
Thank you for your time. And as usual, it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City.
Always. That's my thing. I just start saying that around my house. Everybody knows when I'm saying the great city of Atlantic City, they're thinking about Marty Small. Marty Small, Mr. Mayor.
Well, you've only
Mr. Atlantic City himself.
Thank you very much for having me. But Aria, you've only been to Atlantic City like 3 times in the last 2 months. So I'm thinking that you're down here scouting out property, like, the city of Atlantic City.
Maybe I might be looking at that building y'all about to implode. I might be.
So, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So Marty, first I want to applaud you for winning the position that you're in right now, and I applaud you for all the great things that you've been able to do and accomplish in Atlantic City. And I'm happy that you are able to make time to come on our podcast this evening. So I appreciate you, brother.
No problem. The pleasure's mine, and I'm glad to support.
Absolutely. So with all of the hype in the media that's happening right now, you've been on a couple of hard hitting programs, but we're gonna get to that, because what we want to do is we want to get to know the real Marty Small Sr. and what his essence is, what his focus is going into this new year. So my first question to you is that as you know, this has been a very hard hitting year for everyone, and I know you've had a lot on your plate. You've had a lot to do. Sure, a lot of sleepless nights as well. Kind of give us some feedback and some background on like how you've been able to handle that, like mentally, physically, emotionally.
Well, my life experiences have prepared me for this moment. I go by a quote by the late great Dr. Martin Luther King, which is, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." And these are both challenging and controversial times. No one could prepare for COVID. We all together learned on the fly. And I take the city of Atlantic City's response to COVID and anything else over a lot of cities. We fought for municipal testing sites. We got municipal testing sites. We got a lot of money from the federal government to put to good use to help people. We fed 3,780 senior citizens 2 hot meals per week over a 5-month period. So we're putting our best foot forward. A part of my agenda was to get the new division of youth, recreation, senior, and multicultural affairs up and running. That process has taken place. And speaking of running, I knew what I signed up for. As Aria mentioned, I was the council president, and then the former mayor unfortunately went out of office, and I've stepped in knowing that I had to, quote, run the table, win 5 elections in 18 months just to serve 4 years. We had, which I talked about on your program, we had the change of government election where some billionaires and people from North Jersey wanted to take over the city. It went to a vote. The good people of Atlantic City voted 80% to 20%. The next day I had to get in re-election mode. The primary, I won I got 67% of the vote for the primary. Right. Then I had to run last November, and I got 73% of the vote, which, last month, to serve out the final term. So I'm at least the mayor of the great city of Atlantic City until December 31st, 2021. Now in June, I will be running in the primary for the full 4-year term, and we're in a pretty good position. We've got a lot of things done, and like I tell people, we're just getting started.
So, with that is a lot, and with all of that on your plate, that's a lot going on and a lot to look forward to. But I do want to ask you this: is that if you don't mind me asking, behind every great man, there's a great woman. So we're going to talk about the missus.
Not behind, but side. Come on, brother, get it together.
Or leading the path, right?
I'm gonna need you to get this all together, not behind. Besides, sometimes carrying.
Right, hold on. It might be my jacket.
But all the time holding it down. Okay, now back to your question, rephrased.
You see, Marty, that's when you're supposed to jump in and help a brother. But it's cool. It's good.
I know win. I know her. I know it's no win in this situation. So sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. So I'm just putting my cards down.
So tell us how your wife has been an inspiration to you and also to the community and the position that she's in at the high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, my wife, Dr. LaQuetta Small, my college sweetheart. We've been together for 27 years. She is my rock. She is the backbone. She is my sounding board. And she has a high profile public position as well, being the principal of Atlantic City High School, with Atlantic City only having one high school. So she's there. I couldn't ask for a better friend, partner, mother to my children. We have 2 children. Jada, which I can't believe I'm saying this, will be 13 on January 2nd.
Wow.
And Marty Jr. Is 10 years old. He'll be 11 in March. And, we just care deeply about this community. And with us being in position, a lot of people like to take shots, but hey, if anybody could do it, everybody would be doing it. So we're in a good place. We love this community, and she's made changes at the high school. I've made changes here in City Hall, and we're just gonna keep it pushing.
Okay.
And that's so important because you just said something really, really important. Both of you are from public service. She primes people to go out into the world, and then you help them get to where they need to go. So there is definitely not a better mix of people in one household on one accord for such an important city with a very high rate of African American people of color in the city and impoverished. So it's got to be a lot of dinner conversations that are helpful, heartfelt moments, for just what's going on in the city and how you can help your people. So, definitely give us something that has been really interesting for you over the past year, just, dealing with COVID and seeing a lot of people just not being able to afford meals for their families, having to work and, care for their kids and not making enough money, but, just not being fully employed or underemployed and sometimes not even employed. So how's that been? How's that conversation been around the dinner table for you?
It's extremely difficult when you talk about the casino industry being our number one hub for jobs. Unemployment is at an all-time high. We were only allowed to open up 25% of the casinos. So you can't bring 100% of the workforce back with 25% of the facilities open. That has been an extreme struggle. The food lines, are in record numbers. We just had one at Beta Field, which is the city's land, which is 141 acres of unobstructed property. We had the lines wrapped around the pike, and people were struggling. But we have what is called the Atlantic City Restart and Recovery Committee to get us out of the pandemic. We're actively trying to help businesses. The city itself, after the new year, will have a small business fund, as well as I'm teaming up with Mayor Baraka in Newark and some other urban mayors. And we're trying to raise $1 million for African American and Latino businesses to assist out of the pandemic. And it's called the FAM Fund, the 40 Acres and a Mule Fund. And look for a press conference real soon with myself, Mayor Baraka, and other urban mayors in the state of New Jersey to try to spur development in the cities that are on board. And the great city of Atlantic City is on board. Look, I see one of the topics is Black businesses. As an African American, that was one of my priorities. I have a constituent service director, Bruce Weeks, who is in charge with businesses and other things. We have to bring the Black businesses back. I mean, it's a dying breed. Pre-casinos, the Black businesses were the hub of the Atlantic City economy. That's a focus of ours going into 2021, and we look forward to creating more entrepreneurs and supporting businesses as well, and to continue to let the world know that the great city of Atlantic City is open for business.
So,
It 100% is. I can tell you firsthand. I was just there yesterday.
Oh, I know.
It's 100% open. No, I mean, but honestly, it's like a great, and just as I was telling, some friends that actually went to Atlantic City yesterday with me, I was saying that it's just really a great opportunity to really work on the image for Atlantic City, right? Mm-hmm. You're 2 hours away from New York, you're an hour away from Philly or some, in South Jersey. People, it's very accessible. Like, there's no reason why Atlantic City can't be the Vegas of the East Coast. And people need to take this opportunity while they're not traveling, and getting on planes, just myself, to really re-explore it and, and relearn and just dispel all the myths and the rumors and the old Atlantic City, as Sunkist calls it, the new Atlantic City, and just pour into it and really make that our place. Like, that's the plight I'm on. That's why I keep going down it.
Yeah, and to add to that, Mayor, they're like the urban entertainment, right? So right now we're in a space of like, making sure that, everyone is staying safe, but still being able to, get what's important out there, be it like food, as Aurea brought up, people are depending on like the stimulus check to come through again for the remainder of this quarter going into next year. So for right now, within Atlantic City, from a financial standpoint, as you said, for entrepreneurs to start their businesses, are there any projects specifically geared towards entrepreneurs?
Well, we're having the mayor's office Small Business Academy, which starts in March, and that's going to allow budding entrepreneurs or current business owners who may be looking for a change in business or to learn more, because education is the key. We're going to take them through a 9-week curriculum. We're going to have a contest towards the end, and the winning business will receive funding. The second place business will receive less funding, and then we'll have something for the third place business as well. We've already started conversations with the Walk, which is Tanga Outlet, which is our outlet stores, trying to come up with a contest to encourage more minority participation at the Walk. And we talked about coming up with something where we send them on their way, where they get a storefront in the Walk, and maybe the first 6 months of rent are free to kind of let them get on their feet. So we're tackling the problem head on. This is an initiative that is coming from the mayor's office. And we have Stockton University, ACCC, and LAEDA, which is a Latin organization that is going to participate in this program. And not only do we want people to participate, but we'll follow them, when they're gone. Maybe the successful ones can come back and speak to everyone else. But this is a program that we're going to keep encouraging. We're using our CARES Act fund, which is monies that we can use for COVID-19. As we know, a lot of businesses are struggling. A lot of businesses who have landlords who may have gotten stimulus money but didn't pass it on to the person that is renting. Those are the people that we're trying to look out for. We're trying to change the image. We're trying to change the climate and culture. I did it in City Hall, and now we're just trying to do it throughout the city. Listen, do we have problems? Absolutely. But the rumors of our demise are extremely exaggerated. And when we get through COVID, it's all about priorities. I often say Atlantic City has always done entertainment well, but we didn't do urban entertainment well. And we don't value the Black dollar enough. So that's a priority. All these urban centers within a 3-hour drive to Atlantic City, like, she was going to go somewhere else. It wasn't open. So she said, look, I'm not getting on a plane. Let me come on down to the great city of Atlantic City, where it's always a great day here in the city of Atlantic City.
And you can take that to the bank. So just in real quick bullets, so tell us the difference, because this actually is one of the comments. What's the difference between the old Atlantic City and the new Atlantic City? As far, because I definitely see what you're talking about regarding business and Black business, but in terms of a person, just a general citizen of Atlantic City, what can I see differently than that was prevalent before?
Well, first and foremost, we have to get out of this COVID situation safe. I know there's vaccines, on the way, and people still can't take it for granted. We still have to practice social distancing. The whole Atlantic City is not open to the fullest, and that's for safety reasons. And as I often said, all money ain't good money. So we want to be safe and secure. What you have is a person with a vision, a person who has been here, who has lived here his whole life, that has made Atlantic City a priority. And the things that people like to do, be it entertainment, fun things, kind of changing things up. Like every major promoter on the East Coast I've been in touch with to try to put that spark back in Atlantic City, because we got away from that. Back when the 4040 first opened, the week in Atlantic City was the place to be. But we kind of shifted away from that. Now we do all other genres extremely well. So on the entertainment side, that is a priority of mine. One who has been in the entertainment game. If you ever came down to the Marty Small Ball or the all white event, that was me for years, putting on for my city, as they say, bringing people from all over the East Coast to have a great weekend in Atlantic City. So I was doing that stuff before I was mayor. The image of Atlantic City, yes, we have homeless. We have problems that every urban area have. But guess what? These are not Atlantic City homeless. What happened is municipalities from near and far, they give their people a one-way bus ticket and say, go to Atlantic City and figure it out. They have a tremendous social services and it puts strain on the community. But we have a plan for that too. We have a director of health and human services and our assistant planning director. And we're working on things such as transitional housing for the homeless. We have a tremendous public works department that keeps the city clean. We work with the special improvement district as well. So I'm not going to get on here and tell you that everything is rosy. We don't have problems, because that's not the case. But guess what? We hit it in a new direction. It's a new day in a big way. So like I said, just continue to give us time to fix Atlantic City. And it's going to be a place that everyone can come to and have a good time and have all the amenities and the options that you need. One major announcement, I was a major part of it. We're breaking ground in a couple of months on a $100 million water park, year-round water park. That's going to be a showboat designed to attract families. And that's the key. That's our Achilles heel. We don't have family fun entertainment. So the saying, if you build it, they'll come. And like in sports, it's a copycat league. So is development. Once they see that water park take off, people are going to want to start to build things around that. And look, if it was my property, right, what Trump Plaza is, I would put something to complement the new water park, another addition of family fun entertainment, multi-use, right in the heart of the city of Atlantic City. So we're on our way back. As I tell everyone, please be patient with the city of Atlantic City. God is not through with us yet.
Amen.
Amen to that. And speaking of property, we're going to get to the hot topic. The hot topic. Trump Plaza implosion.
Yes.
So let's start from inception. Last year, there was a lot of conversation about it. When you were on our program prior, you spoke about it. So can you bring us up to speed to where we are now and what we have to look forward to?
All right. Well, in 2014, the city of Atlantic City had 5 casinos closed, which Trump Plaza was one of the casinos. So a lot of people were interested because there's not a better property location-wise. It's right off the Atlantic City Expressway. You just keep driving, you run right into it. So the property began to deteriorate over the years. And not only has it become an eyesore, but it was an imminent public safety hazard. And as mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, I'm responsible for the health, welfare, and safety of all residents and visitors alike. So anytime we will get a northwest wind, and we have coastal storms the whole, all year, sheet metal, debris, chunks of concrete would fall from above. All we need is a severe injury or an unfortunate fatality. Right. So with that being said, I know a lot of people talked about it. Oh, we're going to tear down Trump Plaza. So last January, at Caesars, which is right next to Trump Plaza, I gave my State of the City address in front of 1,200 people. And we laid out our robust plans of all the things that we wanted to do. But the thing that got the biggest applause and the biggest standing ovation, when we put that slide up with a wrecking ball going through it, tear down Trump Plaza. Now, a lot of that is because Donald Trump is a polarizing figure, but we know Donald Trump. I was Donald Trump's councilman. His casinos were in my ward. So we knew how it would play out on a national stage. So finally, previous administrations before me, people up and down the state always said they wanted to get that building torn down. but no one was as aggressive as we were. We took them to court, and we used the safety. We used the eyesore measure, and the next thing you know, they said that they were going to tear it down. So we got it accomplished. It's being torn down as we speak. The demolition started months ago to prepare the building for the ultimate implosion, which originally was scheduled for January 29th, which is backed up a few weeks because, you know, any construction, there's always a delay. So I said Donald Trump hurt a lot of people in Atlantic City. He hurt the little people, the working poor. He hurt people. He stiffed contractors, owed people a lot of money. And on the national stage, you saw how that played out in the presidential debates. Not so much this time, but in 2016, he said, I made a lot of money in Atlantic City and I got out. And I used the bankruptcy laws to my advantage. So I was thinking, I said, how can we make this right for Atlantic City? So I said, okay, we're going to make the implosion an event and we're going to raise money for charity. Everyone that knows me, I made my bones working with kids. And a lot of I made my bones when I used to run the Boys and Girls Club. So I said, well, let's auction off the rights to press the button, and with the proceeds going to the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City. So a lot of people like the idea. When I tell you this week, the phones in the office has been ringing from all over the world. My emails are filled all over the world.
That's what we want.
We did an interview with People Magazine. We did an interview with Inside Edition. They just didn't tell us when it was going to air yet. We were a part of the skit on Jimmy Fallon's show, Jimmy Kimmel. The producers from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert reached out to us about a possible appearance. I was on the Canadian Broadcast Network, CNN. I appeared live on MSNBC. And though we are talking about Donald Trump auctioning off everything, the common denominator in all of this is this is free publicity for the great city of Atlantic City.
Absolutely.
Even Jimmy Fallon actually said maybe Joe Biden should hold the inauguration.
Yeah.
So, it's a win-win-win all the way around. As I stated, with Donald Trump being a polarizing figure, a lot of people are saying that, we should eventually turn this into a raffle where the average American can buy a bunch of raffle tickets, for a chance to win. So all we want to do is get that building down, raise some money for the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City. And as aggressive as I was, making sure that this building came down, I'm gonna have that same energy and effort. You know how we say, keep that same energy. I'm having the same energy to get a development up there that we all can be proud of.
That's so honorable. Congratulations on that, Marty, and to you and everyone that's actually has had a hand in this. It's a big thing to take on such a behemoth of a project, and then to put publicity behind it. So of course we all look at this as an amazing thing because it signifies the end of an era for Donald Trump. And that's, for me, it's like, that just really helps to show you that times are changing and they're changing for the better. But I can only imagine that there are not some people that are happy. There are some people who are not happy with you and happy with your administration.
I could tell
you. I've even seen something. I hope you comment on that.
Yes, I will. Like the other day we were leaving out, my aide told me, he said that he got a call and said, oh, let me ask you a question. You're blowing up Donald Trump's casino? He's like, yes, it's the Trump Plaza. He's like, let me ask you a question. Would you blow up Barack Obama's? Would you blow up Joe Biden? You all are a bunch of racist Democrats. So, that's par with the course. Just as many people voted against Trump, almost as many people voted for him. So we know that. But my focus is I'm doing what's best to rid an eyesore that is haunted this city for years. When you come in town, you see all the lights, and then right smack dead in the middle of town, it's like a haunted house during Halloween. So we get rid of an eyesore, we turn it down, We raising money for charity, and it's going to be a part of the rebuild for Atlantic City. So I get that people are upset, but I'm always going to do what's right. It don't have to always be the popular thing, but I'm gonna always do the right thing for the good people of Atlantic City.
Yeah, there was actually a young lady in one of the comments that we posted on Instagram, and she asked where the money was going to be going, and she was talking about in reference to homeless, and obviously because there's a big homeless problem in the city of Atlantic City. So, I mean, do you want to address that at all?
And I addressed that earlier. We do have a homeless problem, but a lot of the problems are coming from the exterior, not the interior. But they're here.
Right.
We're working on a plan for transitional housing, but that building is in no condition for no one to live in. I remember our fire chief, Scott Evans, who dubs as our emergency management coordinator. He said he went into one of the hotel rooms on the upper floor and just pushed his finger on the wall, and the whole wall collapsed. So people have to understand it's good from the outside to say what you think may be possible, but we wouldn't put no one in the condition to live in Trump Plaza.
Absolutely. Okay, and then I mean, I was really making reference to the proceeds from the auction, because I'm sure that there are lots of other people who want to press that button too, that may not have the big bucks to play, with some of these corporations that are doing it for whatever reasons. But she was, particularly asking about the proceeds going to help the homeless.
Oh no, well, there's no homeless nonprofit organization. Nonprofit organizations, are the key. And we're talking about making futures for kids. I know that if not for the Boys and Girls Club, I wouldn't be talking to you today. So we want to make the next leaders. They don't have to be a mayor or anything else, but just a leader. A lot of these kids come from disadvantaged circumstances. That has long been the Boys and Girls Club's motto. And if we can create, get more funds to support programs like that for kids in the great city of Atlantic City, it's a win. I'm sure there's many people saying, oh, well, why didn't you give the X? Why didn't you give the Y? You make decisions, you stick with it, and, you move forward.
There you go. So Sunkist, you want to go with this comment from Marlene? The question from Marlene before you go into it. As minority funds and businesses begin to pour into the city, how much of a benefit will impact housing and education in the shadows of fun?
That's a great question, Marlene. I'm gonna tell you this. I have been the champion of affordable housing here in the great city of Atlantic City. The largest Hope 6 project in the country at one time happened under my watch as second ward council person. It's time to shift. It's time to bring the middle class back to Atlantic City. A, you get more quality people. B, you get more ratables on the tax base. And C, then you do things that middle class professionals want and provide options and amenities. We are working on a parcel right now, uptown in Atlantic City. I met with AC DevCo, which is building phase 2 of Stockton University. They built phase 1. We can get a new addition to Atlantic Care to the hospital. And why not have these people live here? They make money here. And a lot of people talk about, the high taxes in Atlantic City. Under my watch, that has changed. We just got upgraded by Moody's and Standard & Poor's to show that Atlantic City's finances on the way. So we want to bring the middle class here. We want to get those properties on a tax roll, which will continue to lower the properties here in Atlantic City, and all of the fun and all of the things that you want to come to Atlantic City for, we'll have in place. But that's the foundation that it starts with. And once again, great question, because that is a part of my agenda to take Atlantic City truly to the next level.
So, Marty, my question is, you mentioned that, you've been receiving a lot of calls for, even out of internationally and domestically wanting to press that button. Have companies or any like large leaders have come to you as far as like assisting with the projects that you've mentioned this evening?
Oh, absolutely. Cory Booker has been a big champion for us. I remember at the height of the pandemic, we were on the phone for over an hour, talking about testing, talking about things, and he's more than delivered. for the great city of Atlantic City, along with Bob Menendez. Tomorrow, even though he'll be outgoing in January, Secretary of HUD Ben Carson is coming here. Atlantic City was named as one of the places to get an Envision Center to possibly create 300 plus jobs. That was a project that Jimmy Whitehead, who was an opponent of mine when I ran for mayor, was spearheading. And listen, it's not about who gets the credit. Collectively, if we all do a little bit, nobody has to do a lot. So anyone that's willing to come in and work with my administration, opponent or non-opponent, we're going to continue to do what's best for the good people of Atlantic City.
Right. It's not necessarily the position, political position that you may partake of, but it's exactly what you're able to give back in order to help the community.
Yes.
So, Ari and I were talking about the holidays, and you've listed off roughly, a very large list. I'm not even going to number it because I think that would be insulting. But for the holidays, like, what are your plans for the holidays under this new world we're under right now, and trying to stay at home, trying to make sure everybody's safe, and then all the tasks that you have,
trying to stay sane, coming up, trying to stay whole. Whew.
Yeah, like what how do you manage what you manage, and what's your plans for the holidays?
Well, first and foremost, we're going to provide for the good people of Atlantic City. Last Friday, we did a drive-through toy drive. This is the world that we live in. We had the boxes outside the library. The people had to go to the PAL to get the tickets at the beginning of the week. We called their numbers. They drove up. We put it in the back seat, and they kept it moving. But we were able to bless children and families in need during this holiday season. Tomorrow, we're giving out 1,000 Thanksgiving dinners. A basket will consist of a turkey or a ham, other helpings, and a pie for the holidays. So we're stepping up. And personally, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay safe, and I'm going to enjoy my family and get some much needed rest because, you got to take care of yourself and positions like this before you can take care of anyone. And then, right at the first of the year, we'll be back ready to hit the grind, to run again. The campaign I've been running since I've been in office. But at the end of the day, the people have shown me so much support. I've never had this amount of support before. And the amount that we're winning these elections by is a testament to the things that we're doing and that we're going to continue to do. Imagine if it wasn't a pandemic. And I could tell the young lady who asked the question about, the entertainment and everything, you would be surprised some of the things that we had confirmed to do, but we got to put on hold, like Snoop Dogg, since I last talked to you guys.
Right.
I was up North Jersey to Senator Rice's wife's viewing. And my guy, Caesar Painter, a.k.a. Flippin' NJ on Instagram, FaceTime me with Snoop Dogg on the phone. And you heard out of his mouth, Mayor, I want you to hear from me. I want to come to Atlantic City. I want to do some big things. Which you want to do some business, so forth and so on. And we all know what passed in the New Jersey general election as far as legalizing marijuana. So that and more, because of my relationships and because of my background in entertainment, I got these relationships at the ready. He was supposed to be here, but the second wave of COVID happened. But we look forward to hosting him and showing him all the great things that the city of Atlantic City has. Where else can you go? You get the beach, you get the boardwalk, you get, and Arya will tell you, our restaurant suite is amazing. I mean, you can go anywhere in Atlantic City and get any type of food that you need, including the exclusive spots that not a lot of people know about. That's in the cut in the basement. So,
well, Marty, last time you were on,
know somebody to get on it.
Right. Last time you were on, and remember, this it's living on YouTube, it's living on Facebook, so it's not going anywhere. I said, once everything opens up, you're gonna hear a call from me, and I'm touching down.
Well, when you touch down, you know who to call. I'm gonna roll that red carpet out. I'm gonna take you to the places that she's been. She thinks she all exclusive now. I'm on the podcast.
I mean, no,
she new on you. I'm just telling you, I'm
Well,
surprised.
listen, shoot, no. Let me back you up on that, because when she came back, I was like, we spoke prior to this, and I was just like, how was your week? And she was just like, oh, it was good. Touchdown out there, it's the hotel. I was just like, really?
Listen,
because she asked me what I did on my weekend. I was just like, I was home.
She's saying that places that normal folk can't afford. $100 rooms at Ocean, then come back like, no, well, I'm staying at Hard Rock this time. I'm like, excuse me.
Listen, but you know what? And just because you said that, it was a surreal moment for me to walk into the Hard Rock, because that's the first time I've been in the Hard Rock.
Yes.
The Hard Rock was the old Trump Taj Mahal.
And we had great times there.
We had great times there. Our friend Abner Copes used to lay out the red carpet for me when I would go to the Trump Taj Mahal. I knew every single step, everywhere, how to get to everywhere in that hotel. And I just must say that the Hard Rock has done an amazing job with bringing through the music and all of that, even amid COVID. Bringing through, because they had a Motown review Friday night, I think at 8:00, that I couldn't go to because I had dinner reservations at 7:30. But I mean, just still trying to keep piping through that authentic Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Hotel, energy, and I really appreciated that. And they did such an amazing job with everything except the Lady Gaga thing, because that was a little weird. She just looked like a corpse in it, and I'm like, I want them to fix that. But I mean, it just really stood out for me.
and to piggyback on what you said, when Hard Rock came, they dumped in $562 million to basically cut the old Taj Mahal out and rebrand it with Hard Rock. I had a meeting with Jim Allen, who's the chairman of Hard Rock, and we were talking about how the city, how Hard Rock, and how everyone else is coming back for 2021 with the vengeance. But their philosophy has always been entertainment. And they said they're more of an entertainment company than a casino. And they lived up to that pre-pandemic. I mean, you had the likes of Janet Jackson performing on a Tuesday night in Atlantic City, at Hard Rock. So they brought a lot of big acts. We talked about doing something major together on the city's property in Beta Field to let the world know that Atlantic City is back and we're open and we're open for business. People have to understand a big part of my job as mayor, yes, the budget, the finances, the vision, and the plan. I'm the official spokesperson for the city of Atlantic City. I'm the city's biggest promoter. So we got to speak all of that stuff into existence and let everybody know that things are going to be way different when they come to Atlantic City and the options that we offer, particularly on an urban setting.
Yes. And I want to back that up too, Marty, because every single time I open Instagram, and I've been like super all over the place lately, but I swear every single time I open Instagram, it opens to something that you're doing in the community, or that you're, and I really appreciate the fact that you're highlighting all of this stuff. And it's not, I don't believe, because I know you, that it's self-serving. And I want to applaud you for one, having such incredible faith and hope in your great city, applauding you for respecting your people and your city enough to want to continue to do this, because that is so noble of you and your family to put this city first. Because I'm sure a lot of times there's an empty seat at your dinner table at night, and it's either yours or your wife's. It's like I just can't even imagine. But I was going to also you were talking about Snoop Dogg. So your work ethic, Snoop Dogg's work ethic is crazy. He's gotten so many endorsement deals, and he's intricately involved in every single one. Shout
Even
out,
a boxing commentator now.
Absolutely, he was amazing with that. And he was great. Wine, 16 Crimes, and then he's got the new gin with our friend Keenan Towns, in Doggo. Yep. So I mean, just your work ethic is definitely it's reflective of someone who cares, someone who is relentless in their pursuit of, doing what's right. And I believe that, there's a special place for you in heaven and your family with that, because it's just commendable. So
and it was crazy. You said that. You said that to me the other day. You're like, man, I'm watching your Instagram and I'm getting tired. And it's not self-serving. It goes along with my leadership thing when I first took office, called Let's Ace It, which is an acronym-based theme, stands for leadership, expectations, transparency. Transparency, stability, accountability, credibility, and excellence execution. We're letting people know who we're meeting with, what the meeting is about, what we're doing. So that way it's no question. A lot of people, look at the position that you're in and have no idea, what it takes. And one of my public works generals, Eric Forby, is a good friend of mine. We were having lunch and, we just talking, shooting the breeze, talking crap about sports. He was like, yo, my dude. He's like, you working. He's like, you out here working. Right. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm going to give it my all. No elected official is perfect, but I promise the good people of Atlantic City that my effort will be perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that just speaks to your grind, right? Like, I think a lot of us, especially in the Black community and Latinx community, there's a lack of trust for people in your position, and you are a guiding light for those younger people that are inspiring to be, councilmen or councilwomen, or a mayor or governor or even president. Can you and you also mentioned the Boys and Girls Club and how influential that was in your life. So if for those younger individuals that are watching, what would you say to them to kind of like give them a spark in the right direction, especially in this trying times that we're in?
It's simple. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dream. Not to be cliche-ish, but I'm a walking example. Everything hasn't always been rosy for me. I've had challenges. I've had to overcome 2 trials on trumped up cases that the state of New Jersey put on me. By the grace of God, I was able to have the financial resources to defend myself. And a lot of people, when they see me go through that, was like, man, you crazy. And at the time, our city council was part-time. You make about $30,000. Like, the mathematics didn't add up to the money I spent. And on that second trial, I had to make a quick decision whether I was going to run for office for my council seat again. And, my wife is like, look, leave this blank alone. Stay working in the schools. Forget politics. They're going to keep messing with you. We ain't got time for this. Blah, 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 blah. Some of the people don't care about you anyway. But I said, I'm doing it for the right reasons. I'm not letting nobody run me out of nowhere. And if I'm going to get out of office, the people are going to put me out. So I decided to run again for council and stay in there through controversy. And, I'm here now. I'm stronger for it. That's why at the onset, I said, my life experiences have prepared me for this moment. There's not one day that I walked in this office and I had to say, how do you do this? And that's a testament to the people I surround myself with. So I'm extremely happy. I was trying to get y'all a city skyline shot, but I can't find it. Where's Ocean at?
We'll tell you. We'll tell you when we get it.
Okay.
I see a little something back there.
You see that eagle right there.
Yeah. Yes, we see the Eagles, Mr. Eagle fan, Mr. Ticket holder.
I just wanted to make sure you got it.
Yeah. Where they at right now? Where they at right now?
I'm looking on the TV. We're in a battle with Arizona, and we're still in the playoff hunt. So,
all right.
Okay.
Marty, there's one more thing that I needed to ask, because I saw this and it made me very upset. And hopefully it's not something that's valid, but there was a woman that said that she was that was arrested, I think, for threatening you and your family. How often does that happen? Why did that happen? What are you doing
so
to
this
make sure that
particular
it's not
day,
gonna harm you?
this particular day, my detail officer and I, we left. He made the left. We took separate vehicles. I got in my truck. I was going to turn out of the parking lot, and this lady ran up to the car, and she's like, "Open the bleeping door! Open the bleeping door!" So me being concerned, I'm thinking that the lady needs help. Something happened, and the next thing, she literally, and I'm surprised that my window didn't break. She literally started punching on my window as hard as you can punch a window, like 3 times. Startled me the first time. I'm like, am I tripping? So then I roll around, make sure I didn't hit her, got out the car, and that's what everybody's like, oh, you should have never got out the car, etc. And she just started, yelling, saying, one move you did, start throwing stuff, and next thing you know, she was just like, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill your family. And next thing you know, the Atlantic City Police is the equivalent to my Secret Service. Next thing you know, the parking lot was filled with police. We went down there, and she was charged 2nd degree, which is 5 to 10 years because I'm an elected official. It's maybe a little more. Harassment, a few other charges. And the other day, they let her out, and they had to let me know because I was a victim. And we watched the court hearing, and the lady clearly has mental issues. And they told her, do not come to Atlantic City. She said she was going to New York. So she said, well, she had to go to Atlantic City to get the bus to New York, etc. So the judge was like, look, I'm just letting you know, don't go nowhere Atlantic City, don't go nowhere near the Marsh family, etc. And last night I got word that of all places with the public safety buildings, our police station, that she went down there, snatched the woman's cell phone, and attacked the woman. They caught her again. She's arrested. It's safe to say she won't be getting out of jail no time soon. I mean, look,
wow,
people are not always going to be happy with you. And let me tell you this, even people that support you, like we're under state takeover. So, we work as a partnership with the state of New Jersey. The state of New Jersey is in the process of right-sizing all salaries in City Hall. There's a lot of inequities. The full-time mayor of Atlantic City salary was 103,000. So the state raised my salary to 141. And a lot of people wanted to say, well, how can you do that? It's COVID, it's people in food lines, etc. I get it. I'm a part of the solution. I'm not a part of the problem. And there's a lot of city council members, including some who may run for mayor, that wanted to talk about it, but really the indictment was on them. You voted on my raise twice. It ain't my fault you didn't read your packet. And even if they didn't approve it, the state put it in this year's budget. So there's a lot of people that's not happy for me or my wife. There's a lot of people who are envious. But at the end of the day, we're both in this for the right reasons. Nothing was ever given to her. She grew up in a hood in Newark and made it out, has a doctorate degree. I grew up in a hood in Atlantic City. I have a master's degree. So, and at the end of the day, and this goes for anybody, we all have the same 24 hours a day in life. We all have circumstances that we've all could have folded in. Some of us did, some of us rose. So, but the good thing, like I said to someone, I got tons and tons of more people not only supporting me, but praying for me. Then we have people that are against it. So just wanted to paint the whole picture.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Definitely
That's a scary
appreciate
moment.
that, 'cause it's scary. I mean, and Atlantic City is how many miles long?
Yeah, I mean,
So
we're a town of 48 blocks, from Maine to Jackson and every neighborhood in between. So, I mean, like I said, that was a situation that law enforcement was going to deal with. They dealt with it. The judge let her out, and She clearly violated what the judge say. So it's safe to say, A, she needs help, and B, she won't be on the streets to try to do that to anyone else.
Yeah. And that's a true testament to the fact that you are in the community. We talked about this last time you were on our show. Mm-hmm. You're in the community. There's not many people that, like, I've never seen. First of all, I thought about this earlier today. I was like, wait, what's my mayor's name again? Like, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's just really bad. Like, a lot of times when you're living in a city, you don't even connect with anyone in politics. So you're an anomaly for that reason and many other reasons. You know, and I sincerely wish you and your family all the best and all the safety and healthy, you know, season of Christmas and Advent and a wonderful New Year, all of that. And please just be safe, first and foremost.
Yes, we will. And, you know, I've have an opportunity to have a lot of friends in large cities throughout, a lot of friends, you know, out of state. And, you know, they always tell me, man, look, I wish you were in my city. I wish, you know, you are mayor. A lot of times where you at, you know, people don't appreciate you until they go somewhere else and see. But I'm going to continue. Look, I'm the same guy that grew up on Virginia Avenue. I just got the name mayor in front of my name now. Right. And I didn't just start doing this stuff before I was mayor. I was always showcasing the great city of Atlantic City. Why you think all my events were in Atlantic City, at Atlantic City casinos, ballrooms, everywhere else, to bring people here to show that, hey, yeah, Atlantic City can get it popping too.
Right. Yep. Well, I was one of those people, and you had a friend for life at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, I also, just to piggyback on what Ari was saying, you know, I definitely want to you know, continue my prayers for you and your family, because the position that you hold is a very difficult one. People, you know, from the outside, it's like watching, you know, two boxers. You could be at home watching that fight and saying, you know, oh, how could you miss? Or how, you know, hit him harder. Like how you get knocked out. And it takes a lot of dedication, training, time, effort in order to place yourself in that position. If you've, you know, exemplified that, you know, time and time again. And, you know, I applaud you. I admire you. You know, we appreciate you for doing what you're doing and to continue, you know, pushing the needle forward.
Yes, and to be an example for other small or other cities that have, you know, a large Black population, large people of color population, and other cities that have Black mayors. You are definitely an example, a great example of what to do and to how to be passionate for your city and to put on for your city, as you said.
Exactly.
Good. Thanks. So, Sunkiss, man, we got to get you down here.
Oh, no, absolutely, Marty. You definitely going to hear from me and see me there.
Now, listen,
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Just tell them, you know, Arya. I mean, you got the key to the city.
Marty, I don't know where that's going to get you, but you know, I'll get you some recommendations.
Damn. Marty, you know, this has been a great discussion. I really appreciate you. You got 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere, right? You don't got to run away just yet.
No, not yet. I'm good.
All right, cool. All right. So, but again, we want to thank you for being on tonight's episode. You know, this is the final episode of the year. You know, we ended off with royalty here, Black King in position, you know, and doing the great activities. Looking forward to 2021. The great city of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Mayor Marty Small Sr. Thank you again.
And you know, thank you for having me. Thank you out there for listening to your listening audience, your viewing audience. You know, we're going to continue to thrive in 2021. We're going to continue to show people why that it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. I wish both of you Godspeed. I want you and your family to enjoy the holidays, enjoy it with each other. A lot of things that we took for granted in life, we can't do that anymore. And
Absolutely.
It's like, I'm in the handshaking business. I can't even shake hands.
Right.
You know, so thank you for the opportunity. Showcasing me, which showcases my city on your platform. Absolutely. And I will be a guest any and every time that you want me to come on in 2021. And If the rules are more relaxed, hopefully both of you could come down to the implosion and witness history.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right. Now I'm hyped. Now I'm hyped. Okay. Okay.
I'm definitely going to be there. I was like, I didn't know that it was moved back, so I'll have to rejigger my calendar for later. But one last question, Marty. So, are you doing a Marty Small ball for your inauguration this year? Next year?
Well, we're going to wait until we win the 4-year term, and I'm gonna just tell you, it will be the mother of all balls.
Okay.
All right, mother balls.
Yo, Marty, thank you once again. We appreciate you being on. Don't go anywhere. All right.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Whoa. Oh man, COVID got to be gone. Like,
yes.
ASAP.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Sunkist.
Merry Christmas, Aria.
We had a whole how many months of that? We started our first. We do our first show in June. July. June.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is the end of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's bittersweet.
Episodes.
It's bittersweet because we didn't even know we were going to be here, and still here like this, right? We thought we were going to actually do this in person, but through the grace of God, we've been able to, keep everything at hand. We want to thank all of our guests, that have been on and attributed to this platform and making it what it is. We want to thank all our viewers, all our followers. I hate that word followers, but everyone that supports, friends and family.
Yeah.
Anyone you want to thank, Ari?
I actually do want to thank a couple of people because, every single week they're here. So my mother, Margie Wright, and congratulations to her because she just bought a house in Yulee, Florida, and she's living there, and it's amazing. And I can't wait to get down there to see it. My sister Valerie, who actually drove her from my house on Monday, and took her to Florida. Oh, I'm sorry, Wednesday. I don't know what the heck the date is. She's here every week as well. And my brother Apollo is always here. And those 3 people are my rocks, like in life. My sister, my mother, my brother. Like we've been through so many things together, and they're just amazing, an amazing support system. And that's exactly what family is supposed to be. They don't judge me and all my craziness, at least to my face, and maybe to each other, but they don't make me feel bad about my stuff, and Pat Alphonse, he has been here every single week. I thank him. And then Marlene Jasper, my sister, she's always here with us and loves the show. And I see Christoph Hermit. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I believe that too. You got to believe in yourself, and I believe we're awesome. So thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it. And thank you to my son for never watching an episode. Never.
He had some input, though. He had some input.
He did, but that was off camera after the show, and he was like, "Oh, y'all were just on." Like, come on, dude. I'm gonna need some energy from him in 2021 in order to pay his tuition. But that's another topic for another conversation. But thank you to those people who have just been amazing and very super supportive every week. And thank you to all of our guests who've come on from the very first show, where we had like 16 guests, to the grand finale where we had one royal guest who shut it down for the year, Marty Small.
So 2021, New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution. Actually, I've already started it. I in one of our shows, where we had Jude Bernard, and we had, who else did we have on that show? We had Jude. Damon, was it Damon? Damon K. Williams, Jude, and then we had, we talked about finances, and I said that one of the things that I was going to do before the end of the year was to open a Black bank account. And I actually did that. I researched it, and I'm actually with
bravo.
One United Bank account, Bank of America. And so that's great. And then my other resolution, thing that I've just been doing and I'm going to continue in 2021 is journaling. And I'm going to actually create a vision board because things are changing at an alarming rate for me right now. And I want to make sure that I put those thoughts, because thoughts become things, and putting those things into play so that I can look back on this and look back on journaling and really see the progress once I've actually leaned in and intentionally thought about what I want to do next and what I want to be and when I grow up and how I want to leave a legacy for my son.
I love that. That's genuine. Very genuine.
I've changed a lot. I've changed a lot this year.
This has changed us all. This has changed us all. Resolution for me, I am going to working on myself from a healthy mental standpoint. We've talked about that on our podcast, especially for Black men living in a space where we are constantly challenged 24/7 by our, even in family and our friends or the public or working, at our jobs, and that for me is going to be one of the major things I'll be working on personally. But for everyone else, what I am planning on doing is have some tricks under my sleeve to help this podcast to grow, for our viewers to be more entertained, to get that vital information that we've been able to supply for them as well. And, just being a more grounded, more spiritual person going to 2021.
Absolutely. Those are great. Sean Ray, congratulations on the podcast and looking forward to more content and discussions in 2021. Godspeed. We always have to remember to put the Christ in Christmas, anticipating his coming again. And we also always have to make sure that we keep God first in everything we do. Whatever your God is, keep him or her or it first. Because guess what? In the end, all we got is us.
It's us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas. And all the other happy happies. Happy holidays. Ari, we don't want to hear you. We don't. All right, I'm out. We out. Happy holidays, everyone. See you in the new year. Godspeed.